much stuff I'm going to be doing later today.
You're going to be doing all of this.
What?
Talk to people.
No. I don't know how much. Yeah. So, okay.
Hey, here's a coaster, Matt. I'll bring over a green mat.
Look at that. That's we're going to need a. Wow, there's a bunch of people here, even though we're early today. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. I know that it's you're used to us going on live at 5, but we got done early and we thought, if we just sat around drinking beer till 5, we'd all be
a much different live stream.
Be very similar to last night. And so anyway. Well, so Chris, you do a lot more on Fridays than I generally do. I kind of just sit around and thanks. I just kind of like listen for you to like what you need help with,
it's especially this week because we only had 2 guys.
Yeah.
So
we had 2 really cool guys.
Yeah. Well, and everything went smoothly, so there wasn't a whole lot of, hey Matt, can you do this? Can you bail this guy out, or you do this while I bail that guy out, or whatever it is. So so you just sort of hung out and had fun.
Yeah.
And and it was super low key today.
Very, very easy day.
Pretty far along by the end of yesterday, which was nice. So everything went really well. We always say in tune by noon. This time, actually,
it's like 11 o'clock, and they were
they had strings on guitars, and by 12:15, the guitars were actually in tune.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything was done, but we let them sit at pitch
by the noon hour. That's what we're really going for. You really have 59 minutes to do that.
Over lunch. Had a nice lunch, and then finished them up.
Well, why don't we talk about the guitar we made, and then we'll get the guys up here to tell, or do you want to do the card we made later?
No, let's do ours first, and then go from there.
So as y'all know, we generally like to build a guitar with everybody else, and this one was no different. This time, we built a Sunday driver semi-hollow. It even has a F-hole, so you can... no green mat. We don't move it anyway.
We'll be okay without a green mat.
So this Sunday driver even has an F hole, so you can show all your friends that it is in fact semi-hollow. So Chris, this is one that we this is a guitar we've actually kind of wanted to build for a while. We've had these bits around, and so we went ahead and did it. Why don't you?
And we bit it. Oh.
No, I think we didn't bite it. This is a really good.
We used bits.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So maple neck,
with the maple fretboard, and this is quarter sawn maple.
Yep.
With a skunk stripe. So for those of you who dig skunk stripes, but the neck is I don't know why it has a skunk stripe. I think it's just because people like skunk stripes.
Yeah, I don't know the full story of this neck. Somebody spec'd it and then I guess didn't pay for it or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, this is the neck that we attempted to make somebody a deal on if they came to a class.
Yeah, so you could have made this guitar.
You could have.
If you came. Yeah. So this one has so it's a quarter sawn maple neck. It's got a dual acting truss rod. So the fretboard has to be glued on.
Yeah, the skunk stripe is purely
it's just for funds.
Yeah.
But it does have the spoke wheel adjust truss rod with 21 frets and maple neck, maple fretboard with some black dots.
Yep.
I had
alder,
hold on, wait, I'm not done. I had to modify the headstock so that it wasn't, like a rip-off headstock. So it's got kind of a one-off headstock with Hipshot locking tuners, closed back Hipshot locking tuners. So, okay, now ready, moving on.
Alder back, semi-hollow, maple top.
Sorry.
That's okay. Lots and lots of flame.
Yeah, there's a boatload of figure.
It's a good looking top, which we sort of weren't expecting, but here we are. Yeah, Hipshot vintage 6 screw trim, which is really neat. Seymour Duncan lipstick pickups.
These are the Pro series too. These pickups are not, they're not giving them away.
No, they're not giving them away.
And they sound really, really neat.
CTS pots, traditional Strat wiring.
I was actually monkeying around with it, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's 2 tone controls.
There's 2 tone controls and no tone on the bridge.
And why would there be?
Do that? Yeah. I thought about modding it, and I thought, nah, I don't care. I'll just do it standard. What else? Tele knobs, Tele switch tip.
Yep.
Yeah, cool guitar. It looks really, really good.
This is a neat guitar.
Yeah.
Now, this guitar is available right this second. You can buy it right now. Link in the description below. It'll take you immediately to our website and right to this page, and you can click buy now. Remember, you can buy this guitar. You can just pay cash for it. You can put it on your credit card. I don't know how you would send cash, or everything on the website you can do through Affirm. So if you want to buy it now and pay for it a little later, you can absolutely do that. Whether it's this guitar, or if you want to sign up for an upcoming workshop like the 2 guys you're about to meet did.
Oh, and it's super light.
Yeah, it's 7 pounds 3 ounces or something. It's yeah.
Even though those pickups wildly heavy, the pick guard, it's like, oh,
it's a 4-pound pick guard.
It is almost. Yeah. So there you go.
So if you want to see more pictures of that guitar, you can go, like I said, link in the description below. Check it out, and somebody's going to buy it and get a really, really neat guitar.
Yep.
Hey, Greg, how you doing, man? I just saw Greg is here. 3J Music is here. There's a Nat right here.
That's right.
Adam is here. Mike is here. Dastardly Dave. Terry is here. Gary is here, and everybody else. Pete is hanging in there. So why don't we get the guys up and we'll talk about their experience. You know, for those of you who have been here, a lot of you guys have been here before to take a workshop, and you guys know what it's like. But I really love talking to the people who are here, who came out and did a workshop with us. And I kind of put them on the spot. I don't mean to put them on the spot, but I guess I do. And so today is going to be no different. I'm going to put these 2 guys on the spot, and provided any one of them at any point in time walks up, I'm just going to keep talking until So I hate to have any sort of radio silence, because here's what I think, Jay. I think that people listen to this in their car. Hi, Joel. How you doing? And I don't want to have any radio. I also don't want to make go real still. And then Dan Andreas says, oh no, it's buffering or whatever. So hi, Jay. How are you?
I'm doing well, Matt.
Good. I really am so glad that you came out.
Me too.
Tell me a little bit about your background, sir.
So, when I walked in the door, I got bombarded by, this is the doctor guy, right?
This is yeah.
Yeah. So
Dr. J, you might know him as Julius Irving.
Right. Yeah. We're often confused, but
I can see that.
I'm a professor of music education at Kent State University in Ohio. So yes, I have a doctorate of music education and a couple other degrees in music education, and I teach people to be music teachers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And what did we build while you were here, Senior?
We built a Telecaster shaped object.
But you kind of went off the rails a little bit. You stepped it up.
Yeah. So, when we signed up for this class, the idea in the description was that everybody was going to build like your standard 52-ish Tele kind of thing. And over the course of conversations with you, and I guess some things changing in your approach to the class, we strayed from that.
Yeah.
And that was good for me because as we've been talking about throughout the week,
you like Buckethead.
I like Buckethead. So as a person who likes Buckethead,
yeah,
I
can appreciate.
I play in lots of different kinds of scenarios.
Yeah.
So I need things that are flexible and versatile. So being able to stray from the typical single coils, that kind of thing, is better for me. It just gives me the options that I need when I'm playing.
How do you think it worked out? Like, for everybody that loves Telecasters, I think those same people also love Telecasters that are a little bit different. Like, man, I sure do like the old school one, and we're going to see one of those here in a little bit. But I'd also like to have one that had I don't know. So what do you got going here? You got a bunch of different upgrades that they didn't have in 1952.
Yeah. So first of all, the color. I guess I'll just go through.
Yeah,
it if you want.
So, butt tip to nut.
This is
butts to nuts.
Obviously, as you can see, it's a really cool red sunburst kind of thing. The back is burst also, and hats off to Chris for really taking the lead on the burst part.
But you did a lot of paint work.
I did a lot of paint work, which is not something that I had done before. So I was happy to get that experience, along with a lot of the other pieces that I just hadn't done before. So yeah, I asked for a 6-saddle bridge because I'm a person who's picky about intonation, and I just didn't want to have the sacrifice of the barrels. So it appears to be traditional Tele wiring, but as you can see, we have a humbucker in the neck position. These are Dylan pickups, and I wasn't sold on the pickups that I wanted when I walked in the door. But then I played one of your guitars here that had one of Dylan's humbuckers in it, and it had the kind of like darkness and power that I wanted out of it. But still, at wanting the flexibility, we put in a push-pull pot here, which splits the humbucker into one single coil, the screw side.
Okay.
So,
it was really neat to, because I didn't know what you were going to want. And we thought, well, we'll talk to Ike at Flipside, or we'll go to Guitar Center, or we'll go somewhere and we'll just grab a pickup. And then I called Dylan. I'm like, hey man, I need a couple, 3 pickups. I need them right away. And so he was able to go, yeah, no sweat. And he got us fixed up. So
yeah. And, plugging it into the Marshall head that we had outside before, which is super fun. I commented, I think I said to Chris was out there, I said, the volume pot is like super responsive. The pickups clean up really nicely.
Okay.
You turned it down.
Yeah.
You turned it down.
The guitar.
Wait, does it go that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are numbers below 10.
Okay.
So yeah, I had started with it at about 7 or so, and then I pumped it up, and it was like really super responsive. Cool. So yeah, I'm really digging the pickups so far.
Do you feel that this is going to give you the versatility that you were wanting? And okay,
for sure. Yeah. Got a black pearl pickguard on there. Took a little bit of finagling to get everything to line up the way it does.
Well, it did, because you chose the spoke wheel adjust truss rod.
The truss rod adjust here. So this afternoon, Matt was on the pin router helping me out to clear a little bit more space here, clear a little bit more space in the humbucker cavity, because it's just bigger than your standard Telecaster pickup. And you told me that you don't, I said, now you could do this on a regular router. And you said, but I don't have a plunge router. I said, well, Jay, if you're gonna have to buy one, you might as well just step up into the pin router. Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to get one.
So contributions are being solicited for my pin router. So yeah, Rosewood fingerboard. I'm a Rosewood guy. All my electric guitars are Rosewood. I really enjoyed the process of fretting, which is something that I'd never done before. Just to, like, I'm an attention to detail person, and that's a spot where you can really get as detailed as you want.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And you can take as much time as you want, but we only have 5. So we kind of push you along, and we're like, okay, we know that by the end of this day, that stuff has to be done.
Right.
And so, yeah, I hope that this guitar is a down payment. You have to keep up the payments by building other guitars and doing work on guitars at your own studio or shop. And yeah, so yeah, you can't. Next time you come out here, Jay, I don't want you to be like, oh, I forgot everything. So,
no, certainly not. And I mean, I do adjustments and minor setup kinds of things on my guitars now, but this really helped me to kind of solidify what I know and do it from beginning to end. Yeah. So. Yeah.
All right. So what do we got? What do we got on it going down
roasted
here?
Maple neck.
That is a beautiful neck.
Really, really nice and comfortable, and just really pleased with that. And then little logo on the headstock there.
That's a cool one.
And these are locking Hipshot tuners.
Uh-huh.
So, And this is the second nut of this week, which was just cut today.
I think you were trying to sneak a little more extra stuff out of us. You're like, I'm going to make 2 nuts this time.
No, my biggest mistake of the week was that I filed the low E too low, and it was unrecoverable. So we just dropped back 10 and made a new nut.
Okay. Don't ever tell anybody that story again.
Well, now the people.
I know, but yeah, okay. So it happens a lot.
I can see how it would happen pretty easily.
So Jay, let me ask you, how hard was it for you to get out here to the shop? I think a lot of people out watching might be like, man, that's something I'd really like to do. It's probably too hard.
Well, it's something you'll meet my friend Jason here in a couple minutes, and we made an event out of this because this was the year that we both turned 50.
Yeah,
we met our very first day in college.
So you've known each other more than half your lives.
Yeah, way more than half our lives.
Okay.
So I called him up maybe what was it, a year and a half or so ago or so, and said, let's look into this, and he was all about it. So. It was something that I had always wanted to do. And I think when I put it on the table, he was like, yeah, that's something I really want to do also. So we made it a priority for ourselves.
Cool.
And,
but like, how difficult was it actually to like buy a plane ticket and get on the plane and then come out here? I mean, like, how easy was it?
You can do it all on the computer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, we stayed in an Airbnb for the week. Wasn't a big deal. We're literally 2.5 miles down the road. There's plenty to do, plenty to see. And you and your family and Chris and others that we met this week made it so comfortable and welcoming for us.
I'm glad that you guys had a good time.
So we're really glad that we made the investment and that we pushed the right buttons to get ourselves here.
It's easy to do.
It is.
So let me ask, I'm glossing over some stuff. What was one of your favorite things that we did? And what was one of the most surprising things that we did? You already said fret work. So I guess we could default to that.
I did like doing the fret work. We didn't know entirely how deep we were going to go when we walked in the door on Monday morning. We had basically body blanks and carved necks.
Yeah.
But the very first thing, I mean, within a half hour of walking in the front door, we were at the pin router cutting cavities.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was amazing. And I'm not sure that I expected to do that.
The original plan for this workshop was that you wouldn't do that. And then we're like, if everyone's going to change, like you got a different bridge than the traditional bridge, or you put a different humbucker. And I'm like, they're going to have to do all that stuff. So.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I really appreciated the experience doing that and feel like if it's not too far outside the box, I could probably do it myself again.
And we have workshops where you shape your own neck, but I think this is good because you get to press in the frets, you get to do all the fret work, but we just only have 5 days to get this stuff done.
You get to dent your board when you're pushing in the fret.
You'd be surprised how many people don't remember to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fixed.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like $1 million, man. This is a great guitar. Well, so Jay, who do we want to say hey to back in Ohio?
I don't know if my wife and son are watching, but if they are, hello.
Well, and they are
Jana and Ezra. Today was Ezra's last day of 5th grade.
Oh,
so
that
we're
is
very
excellent.
Proud of our boy and everything that he's achieved this year.
Good for you. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Well, thank you for letting us have Jay for the week. I know that it's always hard to, send someone off for a week to build a guitar, but in the plus column, now you got the guitar.
Yeah. And my son called the other day near I think it was Wednesday afternoon or so. I was on FaceTime with him, giving him a little tour of the shop, and he's been playing guitar for several years also.
Oh, neat.
And asked me, he said, I really wish I could have come with you. So next time.
I think that, we've had a handful of father-son and a couple father-daughter duos. And that is always a really, really good time.
That is pretty cool.
Just like when we have two guys who've known each other almost half their life or more than half their lives. That's that's a really cool thing. And I'm glad that you trusted us to have this experience here at TTG. So what else?
I just want to say I already expressed how amazing it was to be so welcomed in your home and in Jimmy's home. Hello, Jimmy, and
he's probably watching. Yeah,
watching. It just made it an all-around great experience for both of us, if I may speak so on behalf of my compadre here. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that, and I think I said something about this to you on Sunday, like I'm a teacher. I've been teaching for 25 years.
Okay.
And I think I would have been really frustrated if the guys who were running the workshops were not good teachers.
Okay.
But you and Chris are really fine
teachers.
That's
cool, man. Thank you. That means a lot.
I really wanted to express that because, you were patient. You pushed us at a reasonable pace. You were more than willing to give us feedback on any of the work that we were doing.
Okay.
And that, to me, as a teacher, really made this a successful time.
That's great, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, sure.
And okay. Well, so what do you guys got going for this evening? Steak and potato night.
We'll figure something out. He's
okay.
out of here really early tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So we got to clean out the house. And
let me tell you, there's some good steak joints, and there's a really lousy one near here.
We'll tell you where that one.
We'll tell you where that one is.
Yeah, that's the one we want.
That's the one you want to go to. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jay.
Sure.
And we should get this boxed up. So we're gonna ship this, right?
Yeah.
We've got a box ready. We're gonna put it in there, and yeah.
You want me to hang it back up now?
No, let's go ahead and get it boxed up while we're talking to Jason. Let's see what's going on in the comment section here. There's a lot of guys here who have been here before, and Gary says that's sweet. Adam says beauty of a Tele, so many variations, something for everyone. Dastardly Dave says the good ideas on that guitar. JD, how are you doing, JD? He says keep making them cool. And how about lap steels and solid body acoustic? JD, I've got something working for you here. In a little bit, we'll have something to send to you. Butch Landry, who's probably still in town. How you doing, Butch? Joel says roasted maple neck, and he's got like a little emoji thing with stars in the eyes. And Stringwood Guitar says the best first build is a Tele. Nice neck work, dude. And Mike says agree. They're both excellent teachers. Thank you so much, Mike. And I'm just going to keep vamping here because that's what I do until the next person walks up.
I wasn't. And
I know. Well,
I thought you might run out of vocabulary.
No. I absolutely won't. So, Jason, how in the world are you, sir? I know I've just talked to you like a moment ago. So.
I know. Yeah.
So thanks for being on the YouTube with us, and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Who I am and what I do.
Yeah.
That is highly confidential and top secret.
Okay.
But I,
usually if you're in the witness protection program, we don't, you don't have to be on.
No, nobody would ever protect me. I've done too many things, but I came out here from Los Angeles, like Jay said. We've been friends since we were 18 years old. And I used to be in the entertainment business. Now I run a consulting company. So I travel a lot. I don't always have 5 days during the week where I'm able to get away from that grind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this was such a cool thing to do.
I said it to Jay, and I'm going to say it again to you. Thank you for trusting us with, if time is that finite resource, you can't get it back. And I do. I really appreciate that you trusted us to, spend this 5 days away from your family and come out. And,
my wife and my kids are in Puerto Rico right now having a really good time.
I know,
So it's a little, they're having a good time. But about time being a finite resource, it's what you choose to do with your time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing I would have rather done than what we did this week.
Cool.
And for those of you who have taken this class, and for those of you who are thinking about it, the guitar is great, but the friendships, that's the true solid body, if you will, of this trip. I mean, we're going to be friends forever.
Yeah.
And
until
you die.
Yeah.
And so you're going first.
Obviously. So, frankly, I'm amazed I made it this far.
We all are. But honestly, it's a real camaraderie, and it was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your guitar, which is kind of the ultimate expression of the classic Tele with a hint of modern upgrades. What do we got?
Yeah.
So when I said we go butts to nuts, I really meant from this butt to that nut. But
Okay.
but yeah, it came out different than I thought it would.
Yeah, don't say that too quickly.
Okay, yeah.
So I wanted to go classic. I wanted to go 52, but I also wanted to modernize to some of the things that I like. There's a reason why it didn't stay the way it stayed in 52.
Yeah.
And those guys who played them probably changed them. So, I wanted that butterscotch blonde color.
That's a great Tele color too.
And I also, when Chris and I were spraying it, I wanted to go a little lighter with the color because I really want to wear that paint off faster,
Yeah. Now not everyone knows this, but this particular finish, whether you buy a TTG guitar or come and do one of these workshops, there's hardly any paint on here, right? I mean, there's some color and then some clear but like very, very, very little.
I think this is 3 passes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So we did that traditional volume and tone 3-way selector, traditional 3 saddle bridge.
But we upgraded to the Hipshot bridge.
You got the Hipshot bridge, yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm just now noticing? You can string through the saddle.
I just saw that too, yeah.
You know what we could have done? We could have left like the G string ferrule off. So it only had 5 ferrules, and then you had to put the G string through I don't know what that would do, but it would be, you could come up with a thing that
it could be my thing.
Or you could do like we could have left the low E, and then if you did the Keith Richards tuning, oh man, so many
options.
You know what? Next time.
The versatility of the guitar. So and then I've got the Dylan pickups, and I went traditional with those. I want to go blackguard. I trimmed my horn a little too much, so I had to customize this here, which was pretty simple.
Get kind of a design modification on the horn that I thought it was risky, but I think it paid off.
You got to take risks in life. And I went with the flame maple. The traditional would have a regular maple.
Yeah.
So I went with the swamp ash for the body, flame maple, and I mean, look at that
roasted
flame.
maple, and that roasted flame maple
that
looks like $100 million.
Yeah. So I really love the way that looks. I named this guitar after my daughter, Everly. So I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, get it. Really, really shove it in the old camera. There you go. Yeah, that's cool.
Made a little logo there.
Now, I really was. I'm like, I don't know if that logo is going to peel, and I was amazed that it came off as good as it did. It looks really, really great.
Yeah. So and then traditional style tuners, and that's it. I mean, this guitar's been around for what, 80 years? I can't do math.
Longer than us.
Yeah, 1952. So, I'll tell you, I don't own any Fenders. I have a lot of guitars. I've got maybe 25 or 30 guitars. I don't own a single Fender.
Okay.
And I want to keep that alive.
Okay.
So, what would I do? Would I go buy a custom shop 52 for whatever that cost, or could I support like a local real luthier who makes great guitars that I have my kind of DNA on?
Yeah.
Well, that was a no-brainer.
I love. You and I were talking last night for a long time about a lot of this stuff, and one of my favorite things. I love it when somebody plays my guitar that I built on stage, but I really do get a lot of the fizz from introducing people to building musical instruments. I say it all the time. I say it so often that it probably sounds trite, but this isn't what I do, it's who I am. And so it means a lot to me when people come out and make their own guitar. And like I said, they trust me to help them with their first, second, or 10th guitar or whatever it is. And we try to make it a fun thing. And who knows, you might even learn something before it's done. Just like Fat Albert. So,
yeah, it is fun. And it's cool. And the cool thing is, as it comes together, it looks more and more like a guitar. And it's like every step's like, wow, it really looks like a guitar. Then the next step, now it really looks more like a guitar. And then you play it, and if you're me, it doesn't really sound like a guitar. But if you're Jay, who's got perfect tone,
Jay Wales,
Jay Wales. So
and he's the total Buckethead aficionado.
The Buckethead do all that playing with those swells.
Yeah,
I know,
it was awesome.
It was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Well, so so let's talk. Okay, we already talked about the guitar. Yeah. What was one of your favorite things that we did, and what was one of the more surprising things that we did?
Well, I'll tell you, when Jay said, "Hey, let's do this," I said, "Great, you do all the research."
Okay.
And so he found you guys, and I had known who you were through your guitar challenge a couple years ago.
That's right.
And so what I told him was, I don't want to just do a kit build. Like, I don't want to go somewhere where there's basically a Stu Mac kit and then they just watch you put it together.
Yeah.
And
so did we meet that? Well, not a kit build.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
That's the thing. It's
Okay.
like, this was not a kit build, you know, like Jay said, we routed these cavities. We filled them, you know, we did all the things. And so that was cool. So,
and you have one of the things that people often forget about kit stuff. And I suppose you could say, well, you could buy a bunch of pieces and isn't that a kit too? I would say, no, it's not, because kits generally do not have the kind of premium hardware and premium components that you guys have.
The biggest surprise is when we walked in and you said, open that drawer, and my neck was in there, and I saw this neck.
Oh yeah, that was a stunner.
Like, I hope it plays on the camera. This neck is stupid. It's just roasted flame maple, and the way that the fretboard is glued onto the neck is amazing. It looks like it's one piece.
Yeah.
It doesn't look at all. It's matched perfectly. So that was a great surprise. I really wanted to do fretwork. I've never done fretwork.
Okay.
Before. I didn't know we were going to lay our frets in, press our frets in. I didn't know we were going to do that stuff. I didn't know, I was going to do all the cool things.
But you did all the cool things.
I did do the cool things.
Dastardly Dave, who's been here more than anybody, says, great tellies, guys. Welcome to the brotherhood. Thank you so much, Dave. Dave has probably been 10 times, 11 times. His picture is on the wall. He is, yeah. You can see a picture of Dave anytime you come here, and a lot of the other guys who've been here a bunch of times too. So
5-timers club.
Oh, that's like Saturday Night Live, hosting Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
How many times has Steve Martin built a guitar?
He only 4,
Okay.
but next time he's going to be up there. Yeah. We're doing this banjo.
You bring
workshop.
banjos.
He's
week.
going to be a fun thing.
Yeah.
So, how difficult was it for you? You said that Jay did all the legwork. How hard was it for you to get time off and come out here and fly on a plane and make it to the shop?
I mean, I'm my boss, so I have a very lazy boss. And
you also have
I have the worst employees. But I knew we had planned this so far ahead that even if I had clients that wanted to work with me this week, this was blocked off on the calendar for like 6 months.
Okay.
And so, but the ease of getting here is the Denver International Airport. And what you learn when you land at the Denver International Airport is the 6th largest airport in the world.
We were wondering who else is it's got to be
O'Hare,
and
O'Hare, maybe Heathrow,
okay.
Probably, somewhere in Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I'm going to guess.
Yeah. But, Dubuque. But
the Bettendorf International Airport. The Bettendorf International Airport is right next to the Bettendorf International House of Pancakes,
which is right next to Spatula City. You could flip anything. But no, but the beauty is you can get a direct flight here from anywhere. Every airline flies here.
Yep.
You're 25 minutes from the airport, if that, depending on when you land. So it's super easy to get here. It's a cheap ticket. And I'm telling you, if you're thinking about doing this, do it. If you want a great guitar, build it yourself with these guys, because the story itself is worthwhile. But when I plugged this in and I played it and it sounded great. And I mean, the intonation, the action, everything is the way I like it.
Yeah.
Which usually I have to go pay someone to do it.
And it better be because you built it.
Yeah.
Well, so I forgot to ask you, Jay, if you guys decide to come back, what are you going to build next time? What would you want to build next time if you came back?
I'd want to design my own guitar.
Okay. Design from within. How about you, Jay? What?
I think like an ES kind of thing.
Okay.
335.
335. Woo! All right, that might be tricky in 5 days, but yeah, we're gonna need some new equipment. Well, so who do we want to say hi to in LA and or Puerto Rico?
Well,
wait, and you hold on. I already goofed it up.
What?
You when you first got here, you said that you had a guitar builder friend. He said build as many tellies as you can. Yeah.
So there's a great guy named Ty. If you're into guitars, you probably know him. His guitar company is called Shock the Fox. I interviewed him for my podcast a few weeks ago, and I told him that I was going to build a guitar, and I was coming over here with these guys. And he said, if you're interested in building guitars, build a Telecaster. And keep building Telecasters until you're tired of building Telecasters, because it's everything you need to know about building a guitar. Yeah. And he was right.
Yep.
And he's a great guitar.
And they're always cool. And
And I mean, I did the little bit of the arm what do you call that?
Just the forearm
Yeah,
contour.
forearm
Remember when I said
contour.
you wouldn't be able to tell from like
Yeah, you
just
can't
like
tell
looking.
just looking at
But
So that's one of the changes I made. I put that little contour there. You know, why not?
Mhm.
Why not?
Okay, so who do we want to say hello to?
Well, I mean, if Grace is watching, my beautiful wife Grace, and my children Everly and Max, how you doing? Everly, I made this guitar for you.
That's right. There's a lot of. Do the kids call them Easter eggs, or there's hidden stuff in here that
I don't know what the kids call anything, but,
Okay,
but
yeah.
my daughter wanted blue polka dots. So
Mhm.
inside the cavities are blue polka dots. And then she also wanted red polka dots. So I'm just going to buy a bunch of stickers and she can put them all over.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now there's talk of you and Everly getting together and doing a guitar build when you get home, or however.
Yeah, she wants. I mean, she's 3.5, but you know they have access to all my guitars. They strum them all the time.
Mhm.
They turn all the knobs on all my pedals. And my tone is horrible, and so I have no tone. But she said that she wants to build a guitar with me.
Mhm.
So we're going to build her a guitar, and we'll have to do something to scale because she's a tiny little person.
You know what I always thought would be neat? Let's say you made a Telecaster body, and then you made a neck that was scaled for a youngster, but the bridge was in the same spot. So, okay, wait. It would be a regular Tele, but you had like kind of a conversion neck.
So that you can replace the neck as they get larger?
Yeah.
As the child gets larger?
Yeah, I've always wanted to do something like that, and the bridge is the component that is tricky.
Hmm.
Because you can't, the width of the bridge is not gonna change from one to the other. So
Yeah.
it's something I've experimented with a few times, and I think there's a reason that people don't do it. But
I mean, that could be your thing.
yeah. And we're gonna see. So thank you for letting us have Jason all week. I know it was very difficult to be on the beach in Puerto Rico all week while he was
It's
here,
rough, and they send
sawdust.
videos all the time.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of having Jay and I here, and what was the most surprising thing about us?
Oh, well, no one's ever asked me that. Okay, I think it was the same thing. I was the most surprised that we only had 2 people, and that it was 2 people who had known each other for, let's just say, their whole adult lives. And so getting to hang out with you guys and learn a lot about you and your families and what you guys like to do, that was a big deal to me. And we spent a lot of time. We got done usually pretty early every day, so we had a lot of opportunities to kind of goof around. It is not unheard of for us to just be like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm totally spent. I have to just go home and go to bed. But it was really neat to have just 2 people. You guys essentially had the shop to yourselves. That was a surprise, and it was fun. And then of course Jim showed up, and Chris showed up, and Butch showed up. So you had the whole shop to yourselves for a long time, and then lots of other crew members and cast members came over and got to hang out with us. So that was really neat too. We went over to Jim's for barbecue on Monday. That way he was like, "I'm doing this barbecue. I need someone to eat barbecue and taste it and see if it's good." So that was a cool thing. I'm glad that I was able to. My favorite thing though was then and is now that I got to be the person that you trusted to build your first guitars with. So my biggest surprise was probably that it was just the 2 of you, and that and how much you both seemingly love Buckethead. It's a weird,
I mean,
this kind of bizarre thing.
I mean, how do you not? It's like white on rice, you know?
Yeah, because Matt and I love Buckethead.
Sure, we love
you guys
Buckethead.
said you love Buckethead. We were just all like, we all like Buckethead.
Biggest surprise was there's no great big Atari buttons on anyone's guitar.
Yeah.
What, is that an option?
I think that was. Oh yeah, well that was, and that's that Buckethead thing. He's got that red
See,
Atari.
I'm not as much of a Buckethead fan as you
maybe,
are. I feel
yeah.
like I need to go study about Buckethead. I'm gonna get kicked out of the Buckethead fan club. I gotta go to the Palehead now.
Bucket, yeah, dude. You're like you're just regular Bucket.
Yeah, I'm such a poser.
Well, so are we wrapping up? All right, gang. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you to Jay and thanks to Jason for hanging out with us. I would.
You want to go solo now? You want your spotlight?
No. I it's not a big deal for me to talk over anybody. It's fine. I'm going to be twisting Jason's arm to get on his podcast, which is called?
It's called Making Business Personal with Jason Weiss.
And you can find it anywhere.
Wherever you find your podcast.
Where podcasts are sold. Okay. Outstanding. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you want to buy the guitar that Chris and I made, link in the description. You can buy it right now, unless somebody else already has, which is very likely because it's a pretty cool guitar.
It's a sweet guitar. That top is insane.
It's insanity top. So anyway, guys, we'll see you on Sunday for some kind of video, and have a great weekend, everybody.